Well, I've always been a clothes horse most of my life. Yeah, I like clothes. And when I started dressing funky, man, I found that that's even cheaper and fun. But what I want to talk about is how I just opened up what do you call it, a Shopify store for the clothes like this that I wear, mostly exercise clothes and stuff like this. But I wear them every day, all kinds, and they're it's Let's Go Clothes, CLOTHES.com, and it's just open today. It may be screwed up, but if you want to look at it, but they're really so important in my life in a way, because after I tried to do everything I was taught, I got an MBA, I tried to dress real fashionable and expensive and everything like that, and doing everything they told me to do. None of it worked. I mean, back in the 70s, I had a computer software company that failed. That's right. I must have been the only person in the world who had a computer business that failed back in the 70s. Yeah. So after that, what I thought about was, gosh, I didn't have fun. I didn't have fun doing anything. And I was still failing, you know. And that's why, you know, in the title here, I think you have to think differently for so many reasons in order to get what you need to succeed. You won't, and that's when I started thinking differently. That's when things happen, you know. And that's why now, even I could afford the expensive clothes that I couldn't earlier, I still like the funky and not fit in, because I believe also, besides your own spirit, that's the only way to succeed if you think differently. Everyone's doing it this way, this way, this way. You take a course, this is the way to do it, this is the way to do it, and it's not working for you. So you can't do the same thing everybody else is doing that may or may not work for them, but it's not working for you. You have to do something different. I mean, what do they say? You know, being crazy is keep doing the same thing you're doing and not getting any different results. That's why you have to think differently. No matter what people say, you have to do it. And like I had a Let's Go Help person call me up, or you know, ask me a question on the Facebook thing. I'm sorry, this thing is getting slippery. You know, can I say this in my application or whatever? I don't know. Nobody knows. Everyone is guessing. What you do is you fill out the application with your heart and see if that works, because you have a better chance, I think, of that doing. There's no 100% chance of what they're looking for. But they're the people handing out the money are the only people who have any idea what to write on that. So everybody else is guessing. So, and also if you guess, I mean, you write what's in your heart, that becomes different. It may not appeal to everybody, that's fine. See, now you don't need mass market. You don't need to sell millions. You only need one grant. You only need, 100 customers or whatever. And if you're doing the same thing everybody else is doing, well, you're not different. How are you going to get a customer if you're the same thing? They could get the exact same thing 1,000 other places. Yeah. So that's why I think you have to be different, whether it's dress. And see, to me, dress makes me not fit in. So if I'm not fitting in, hopefully it's helping me think of different ways to do things. Because I think that's what how you succeed nowadays, is by thinking of a different way to do things. If you're thinking of all the same way everybody else is that, well, most of that is not working, so you can't do that. And most of us have something in our head that really doesn't work anymore, and it's hard to get rid of. Like biting your nails, you know, I mean, you don't do that overnight and stop. I mean, bad habits are what we have in life is that. And that's why I'm really opening up, you know, the store, the Let's Go Clothes, to see if you want to, you know, you go ahead, go put on something weird. See, what I used to think, if I do something weird, people are going to laugh at me. I'm going to have to defend my masculinity, whatever the hell I have of that, and all that. And I found out what it brings out is just smiles. It brings out people liking me more. And the people who think I'm an asshole, fine, because this is me inside. So if you don't feel like that, If you don't show it, how could anybody love you if they don't know what you are inside? You know, if you're just showing what everybody says, this is what you should show, then that's not the inside of you. That's not your lovable part. So that's, I'm hoping that maybe this is a way to start, so you can start your own clothing line or whatever. See, wear something weird, go down on the street and see what people say, because then you'll see that that's great. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And that's why I'm addictive to it now, man. And that's why all the growth I have now is from being weird. The weirder I am, I feel the more that is, the more natural you are, the more people could love you for what you are, not for what you're trying to be. Who cares? You're not gonna, what you're trying to be is not lovable anyway, because it's not you. So being you is more lovable, and whether it's getting a job or getting a grant or getting a customer, I think it's all about being who you are. And not being a facade. You're trying to think of what they want. No, they don't know what the hell they want. They're guessing anyway. So what you can do is find your niche by being who you are. And they say, oh, I never saw that before. That's sort of cool. But you didn't know that. You won't go to a seminar that says how to be weird. Unless you want to be a clown or something like that, right? Then you could take, you know, the Barnum Bailey or Ringling Brothers Clown School. There is a clown college at Barnum Bailey, and I always thought, oh, that may be fun. Yeah, and it probably is. But I think it's all about being who you are, and also in applying for, looking. Don't keep looking for a government program like you always have been, or like you think you should be. No, it's not working, is it? I mean, most of our members have tried, you know, months and months to try to get something and nothing. So if you're in that thing for even weeks or whatever, you have to think it differently. You have to go a different approach. And that's why I think the phone, you have to use that phone. You can't keep going around in Google circles thinking it's gonna, you know, magic will happen or whatever. Magic doesn't happen. You have to create it. And you create that by energy, by doing things, not by just passively hoping something will happen to you. You have to create that to happen to you. And you do that by calling, by stretching, by, hey, what about this? I mean, like I have a report, you know, a free report of all the people in your state who will do free research for you. See, that's what you want. Somebody do, hey, where would I get help to do this? And that's another thing to realize, that when you're looking for a grant, don't say you want a grant, because you just sound like some greedy bastard. Nobody wants to have somebody greedy. You're looking for help with financial problems, you're looking to help start a business, you're looking for help to get out of debt. They're the kind of problems that you have to say you're after. Not like, I need a grant, you know. You know, because a lot of those problems that you have are not solved with grants. There's other ways, but you don't know, you know. You don't know. It's sort of, well, I want to date a redhead woman, 5'6", 117 pounds. Yeah, they're out there, but, you know, you're missing all the other good stuff that will probably make you even happier, but you didn't know to ask for it. So that's why don't ask for a grant, don't ask for it, just go out, start talking to people. I have this kind of problem. I need a job. I need income. I have financial problems. I need to get out of debt. You know, I need to buy a house. I need a, don't say I need a grant to buy a house. No, because, you know, you could get a dollar house, you know, and that's a real possibility, but, you know, you didn't say that. So we have no grants for houses. We just give them away for $1. It's the questions before, you know, that's why I have the questions. The questions are more important than the answers. The answers are easy. It's asking the right questions. And then you have to do things differently. And that's why being a little bit crazy, a little bit nuts, you know, and that's why I put these, you could have pants. He's like, I have pants. See the pants? I mean, yeah, pretty women come up and talk to me for the first time in my life. I mean, I'm 78 years old. I'm not as interested as I was at 38. But man, if I knew this at 38. Sure, some people make fun of it, but no, that hardly ever happens. And I've been doing this 10, 15 years. I I will get things like, I was on the airplane once, and I get a note the stewardess gave me, and I open it up, he said, "When I saw you walk on the plane, I thought you were crazy. I thought you were the stupidest guy in the world. But now, after an hour and a half thinking about it, I honor what you're doing." See, how do you know? How do you know that? You don't. We're taking other people's answers, and our answers are different for us. You have to create your own answers, and you're trying to look for help and financial like everybody tells you to do, and it's not working. Just try anything different. It doesn't matter what you try, as long as it's different from what you're doing. Because it's obvious to anybody who looks at you, you're not getting anything. So why you keep doing this? You have to do something different. And then that will shake your brain a little, and to see different opportunities. There's opportunities out there, but you got to shake your brain, shake your booty, whatever you got to shake, to find out how to see them. We don't see them because we're looking for the wrong thing. That's why, get above that. I need a grant, and start trying to solve the problem. Your problem is you're in debt. The problem is you need a job. The problem is you need a house. The problem is you got to pay. You got to get a better job. All the that's the problem. Not just getting a grant. Sure, that will solve the problem, but work on the problem, not on getting a grant. So never ask for that anymore. It even took me a long time to say that, because I would think I'm as a salesman, I'm trying to figure out what's in your mind that you think I could solve your problem, because I know what's in your mind. I want to get a grant. Okay, so I say, here's how to get a grant. But I really don't think that's the problem you got to work on, because there's other ways to solve that. And so now, if you've worked for 2 hours, 2 days, 2 years, getting a grant and didn't happen, you got to change the game. And that's the only way out of the mess. You don't keep banging your head against the wall and getting nothing. You have to do different. And you try something else, and you fail at that, fine. Then you go try something else. I mean, for me to finally get my new work taking off, oh, it's starting to rain. Yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe get into some kind of little shelter. Okay, well, it doesn't look like it's going to be much if it does. But that's it. How do you do? Take those people who do research for you in any state. I got a state-by-state list. If you're a member, I'll send you that. If you're not a member, you just tell me. I'll give you 10 new places to check on anything. And that's what it is. I mean, that's what I do constantly. To make my business grow or whatever, to try to figure this out. I don't know what the hell to do. And the world will tell you what to do if you ask it, or the world will get you closer, and then closer. And then what that does too is make you change your idea on what you need, because now you only think you need one thing, but no, you won't. And when you go out there and start asking different things, you'll say, hey, there are different opportunities to solve this. There are ways to get your loans forgiven instead of just paying it all off. There are ways that people will give you money to do something that you never thought of at home, anytime you want. That all these things are possibilities, but we don't know them, because we want to get a grant. So you really have to stop thinking that way. I mean, don't forget, everybody has a different way of struggling through the world, and nobody has the right answer, maybe just for themselves. So to me, is what to do is try different things from different people, but just don't pay. Don't pay somebody hundreds or thousands of dollars that they're going to say you're going to change your life. You could get it started enough just for free, because you don't know what really works. So if you go out and start paying hundreds or thousands of dollars, most likely that's not going to work. And then you have to pay somebody else something, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's not probably going to work. So you run out of money before you know what the hell you should do. And so it is best to try it without spending money. is staying around long enough till you figure it out for yourself. Yeah. And if you're going to spend a lot of money on it, you're going to, first of all, remember, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So if you're spending money and making mistakes, then you'll wind up doing the same stuff that you hate it because you don't know what else to do, because you haven't tried anything long enough. That's why people told me when I started this business, the Let's Go Help, that I got to charge $300 a month, $1,000 a month. People paid that. I said that's fine, but I don't want those who can afford that. I don't want to help people who could afford $3,000 a month or whatever it is. No, I want to help people who could afford $20 a month. And that's it. And it's doing fine. And now that's why I think I'm going to start giving profits back to people. That's why we have the grant, the Let's Go Help grant. Now we're having, 10 $1,000 grants and 10 $500 grants. So you want to apply to that as a member of Let's Go Help. Just tell me what you're going to use the money for, and we're going to pick 20 people, and we'll send you a check, or however the hell we figure out how to do it yet. It's all a game in motion, and that's the way. You don't know. So many people, I see people who are good at school have to learn everything first before they try, and I don't. That's not worth it anymore. You try things first before you know how to do it, to see if there's anything there to work on. Instead of ready, aim, fire, you say fire and then ready, aim. You see if it's any use putting time in it. I need help on PA as a spouse with name, not mortgage. Okay, Let's Go Help, lots. If you're not a member of Let's Go Help, and that's the $20 thing, go to free.letsgo.com/free training. Free, www, put that first, www. Ooh, Mo, how you doing, Mo? Take a look at Let's Go Close, Mo. Mo's one of our researchers, help people on Let's Go Help. Sweet lady, and she's a hustler, though. I appreciate her very much, and her life struggling. Man, single moms are the glue of our society. If we didn't have single moms, man, just think kids will be all screwed up, and we can't do that. Kids are our future, so we have to take care of the people who are taking care of our kids, and that's all those single moms, or we're screwed, I feel. But that's why this scholarship I have is for single moms at the community college, and we have a lot of single moms that are on Let's Go Help. But Mo, yeah, take a look at Let's Go Close, CLOTHES.com. Yeah, and that's it. You can get a copy of this. All kinds of stuff, and it's just to have fun. I'm not looking to make money out of this. It's just to have fun, and people. Like today, everybody. Oh God, I get smiles. I get people. Just they don't know my work at all. And it just makes them laugh and smile, and they appreciate it by thanking me for doing what? Nothing. So for 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever it is, I could put on something goofy and make people smile when they laugh at me. Man, that's great. Wouldn't you like having people smile at you walking down the street? Man, and if you're a guy, my thought was, I'd have to improve my manlyhood or all that kind of stuff. You are fun. I lived in DC. I loved seeing you walking about. Oh, thanks. And but no, guys are the same way. You're harmless. It's like wearing a clown outfit. Nobody's going to beat up a clown unless they're one of those scary clowns. So if you're worried about that, no, I feel dressed like this, I could walk onto the toughest biker bar at 2 a.m. in the morning, because it just makes people open their heart and smile. Man, that's what I'm saying. I have no better job in the world except helping people who need to know about financial sources of money and wearing stupid clothes so people see me and smile. Wow, man, I'm a gazillionaire as far as I could tell. If I was Jeff Bezos with how many quadrillion dollars, sure, people walk by, oh, that's Jeff Bezos, and be envious as hell. But no, they just look at me and smile. That's terrific. This man has been blessing since before the internet. Yes, you're right, Peppy. Actually, I have a computer science degree. It's actually an MBA in computers from the 70s, and that's why I had a software company. I've been watching that stuff for a long time. And when, CompuServe and that started up, oh, now we could really use it, to get information. But yes, and to me, we're individuals with souls, with hearts to give, and that's why not only question marks, I'm into hearts, because that's what we're about. We're about our heart, giving our heart to other people, to society, or whatever. And see, you could do that if you're not trapped in somebody else's viewpoint. So that's another thing, is trying to find your way so you could give your heart to other people. If you're trying to do it like some banker does it or something, you're not going to do it because you don't do that well. You can't be a tight ass naturally. There's people who love being tight asses, and it comes natural to them. Let them be the bankers. You be the lovers, and that's what I think life is all about. Finding what we are inside. And that's why this never would have happened to me unless I failed. As I told you, I had a computer company back in the 70s, a software company, and an MBA, had another company that failed, and until after I failed, I said, hey, I was not having fun. I'm gonna have fun, and this is why this comes. So I was trying to have fun on the inside, and I said, no, well, maybe I gotta put it on the outside too, so people know I wanna have fun. and that somehow makes me more natural, and people just treat me nicer all over. I don't believe the treatment that people give me. I don't deserve it, probably. They don't know all my bad stuff. Because we all have it, and it's nice. Or my cars are all question marks on them. And so I feel I have to be even more polite in my car, because I can't be an asshole driver, right? Because, oh, that's that Lesko guy with a question mark car. Boy, is he an asshole. So yeah, it's like having mom in the car with you. Your mother wouldn't let you do that, right? And that's it. We all have all kinds of screwed up things in us, and it's struggling through what's important about that, but it's contributing, and that's what I want to do for people. It's not only this, being crazy for your own heart, but I feel that if you do, take care of your own heart, you could give more as a professional or a contributor to our society, so that you can give more instead of just being selfish, which is a natural instinct for me and everybody else. That if you work on opening your heart, and that's what clothes can do, I feel. If you're wearing something weird, then you're opening up. Look I see a whole bunch of people walking past. All of them, not have anything on them that could bring joy to anybody. Why do we force everybody? Look at the grays and browns and blacks and whites. And wow, why aren't we? The only thing I saw, like 3 or 4 guys in robes from Africa or somewhere. They look Africa. I don't really know what country, but boy, just so colorful. Why aren't we colorful? Look, it's easy. It's cheaper too. For $50, because actually I use a 3D printing company. It's called Printville, P-R-I-N-T, Printful, F-U-L. So if you go there and send them a design that you want to make something out of it, and they'll make it, Yeah, I'm buying some Lesko gear. It is. It's easy to do. That's when I found that. Boy, for $50, I could get anything. That's terrific. And so I go on Fiverr, find an artist, and they dream up stuff. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's do that. I sent it over there. In a week and a half, I got it, man. That's just terrific. I got one. So that's what Lesko Clothes is all about. As a kid, I always thought, well, I like clothes or something, but this is back in the 50s, and I sort of admired some guy who had a small little men's store. I said, oh, that sounds maybe right for me. My father was in the garment business. I used to work in a garment factory. He had a small baby clothes, so I used to make baby clothes. I sewed and pressed, and I'm pretty domestic in that kind of stuff. Even for a guy from the 50s, you know, I taught my kids how to sew, cook, iron, all that domestic stuff, because actually none of my wife's ever done any of that for me. Cooking maybe, I just get bored of cooking, or I'd go out to eat after a while. But for sewing and ironing and all that kind of stuff, I said, I want to do it my way. Yeah, I said, if I have any grants, you just apply and tell them what. Yeah, that's right, Peppy. Just in Let's Go Help, just tell me what you're going to use the money for, and on the July 4th, we're going to put it. But I'm going to do it again. I mean, I think I have some more money now that business is good. So this is the way I want to give it back to you guys, because boy, the stories are just heartbreaking that I hear. I mean, if you go on Let's Go Help on the Facebook and look in what's called Guides, G-U-I-D-E-S. It's a tab on top, Guides, G-U-I-D-E-S. What's it, the name for t-shirts company? Well, my store is Let's Go Clothes, CLOTHES.com. This t-shirt manufacturer I use is called Printful, P-R-I-N-T-F-U-L. That's what I use, and there's a bunch of them around. I just look for somebody with it wide enough, and I like long sleeves. A lot of them don't do long sleeves. You get old, you think about long sleeves, and that's important. But it is, nobody has the secret to doing something in life, or what the secret sauce is, and we have to figure that out for ourselves. But I know what it's not doing anything. So I think anything you do that's different you're doing now is good, just to try it. If things aren't working for you now, there's no right way. You just try something and see what happens. That doesn't work, you try something else and see what happens. And just keep doing that till you're dead, because you got nothing better to do, tell you the truth. Doing the same old shit you hated, well, if you want to, fine. You got responsibility, sure. But I think I saw Twyla in here early that, yeah, that's what she does, is use the gig economy to keep yourself afloat as you find and the way you want to do it. And that's, you know, you have to take care of yourself first. And a lot of the grants are really for one-time problem solving and straighten your life out so you can get on and start contributing to society, where society will give you money. Now that's great, because that's what capitalism is about. You doing something. Now there's a guy, there's a kid I interviewed a little while ago here selling water. He sells water for $1 and Gatorade for $2 out of his wagon. And I said, the police bother you? He says, sometimes, but I just go somewhere else. So he's got nothing, no inventory, no money. So for $50, he's in business and a wagon. See, that's what entrepreneuring is: having something somebody else wants and giving it to them, and they'll pay you. So go out and learn how to make that money too. And don't forget, Let's Go Clothes. That's my new idea. I'm curious what you think. Thank you.